I'm not gonna cap to y'all. I'm pissed off right now, but it's okay. My mic wasn't on. I recorded the whole video and my mic wasn't on, man. But you know what? I'm back, and I'm still hyped. I'm still excited to debut my new series. But first, let me hit y'all with an intro, man. Today, y'all can call me Jay Hardy, the draw, all that, Jay Ariez. And I'm here to debut my brand new series for y'all. Was he like that? And as you see, we're gonna be going over the run of the Antichrist Jeff Hardy in TNA. Antichrist Jeff Hardy was a run that he had from late 2010 to early 2011. So it started from Bound for Glory, 10-10-10, up until Victory Road 2011. Y'all all know what happened that day. Now, I'm going to be looking over the important matches. I'm not going over every match. However, I'm going over all the matches that were important and vital towards his run and his character. Now, at the end of the video, I'm going to be answering whether or not Jeff Hardy was like that. However, let's go over the details. Jeff Hardy, during this run, held the TNA title twice for a combined total of 102 days. So we're going to be going over his first run, then when Mr. Anderson beat him for the belt, then when he won it back from Mr. Anderson, then when Sting beat him for the belt, and then the last match after that. So, you ain't gonna waste any more time, man. Let me make sure my mic is actually working, and we gonna hop right into it. Now, the first match, Bound for Glory 2010, Angle versus Hardy versus Anderson. Now, this match, I'm not gonna front. This was a pretty good match. This was a pretty good triple threat match. I don't think it was nothing special. Jeff Hardy was still wrestling like a face. You know, it wasn't nothing crazy, but it was a good ass match. The end of the match comes. All three participants are on the ground. Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan run to the ring. Hulk's a face, Eric's a heel. Jeff Hardy gets up. Hulk Hogan gives Jeff Hardy a crutch. Jeff Hardy acts like he's gonna hit Eric Bischoff with a crutch. Kurt Angle gets up. Jeff Hardy smacks the crutch on the back of Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle falls to his knees. And then Jeff Hardy, Hulk Hogan fooled everyone. He fooled everyone, had us think he was injured. He wasn't. And then Jeff Hardy hit the twist of hate. Well, it was a twist of fate still. Jeff Hardy hit the twist of fate on Mr. Anderson to get the 1, 2, 3 and become the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Now, at the time, nobody was a TNA World Champion because RVD had been attacked by Abyss. Abyss had this big weapon that had a bunch of spikes in it. He called it Janice. He attacked RVD. RVD was laid out in the back. What's it called? Hella blood on him. TNA didn't have a world champion from August to October. That was when Bound for Glory took place. 10-10-10, October 10, 2010. TNA didn't have a world champion for 2 months. Jeff Hardy and Kurt Angle had a couple of matches where nobody won. So that was how they came to the triple threat. I didn't mean to backtrack, but I just wanted to get to the story of how this match came about. Now, I think the match is pretty good. I don't think this was the best match in his Antichrist run, but you know, Jeff Hardy was hooping. He was right. He put on a show in this match. The crowd was alive. It was a good match. I'll grade it a B. Now, let's also talk about Jeff Hardy's first heel promo. So Jeff Hardy's first heel promo, he came out, disrespected the crowd. He talked about how the crowd wasn't there for him and how the people in the ring had been there for him, which is ironic considering a lot of the people in Fortune and Immortal he had just met, but whatever. And Jeff Hardy was basically saying that the people in Fortune and Immortal, he doesn't have to kill his body for them. He doesn't have to do all the tricks or whatever. He's just him, and they love him. I guess, whatever. Saying that the fans didn't make him money, the fans didn't. Just hating on the fan, you know, typical heel stuff. But the way Jeff was saying it, at the time, I really hated Jeff. Because it's like, why would you do that? I think Jeff's promos during this run were elite, I would argue. I think he was one of the most hated men in wrestling, definitely up there with The Miz. I think this was an underrated time in Jeff Hardy's career, especially for his character work. His character work was phenomenal. Jeff Hardy knew what he was doing. Now, in terms of his in-ring skills, Jeff was still wrestling somewhat the same. I would say he was trying to wrestle like a heel a little bit, but it was like he was doing little stuff like flipping the crowd off. But something that I really liked that he started doing, I really liked the way that Jeff Hardy started hitting his twist of fate. I really like how Jeff had started hitting the twist of fate that he renamed the twist of hate. Instead of doing it like the twist of fate now is a stunner, but instead of doing the kick to the gut and then the cutter during this run, it was just a full-on cutter. Like we could see right here. Okay, so that wasn't a good example, but the way he was doing, he was hitting it like more like a cutter, like right here, bam. And that's not even one of his best ones. But I really liked the way that Jeff was hitting the twist of hate. He made it more sudden. Obviously, no one can hit a cutter like Randy Orton, and I don't think anyone ever will. But he did it really well. Now, Turning Point 2010. This was Matt Morgan versus Jeff Hardy. I think the match was okay, but here's my issue with the match, right? I don't know what it was, but this felt like a Jeff Hardy carry job. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe Matt Morgan just wasn't clicking. Maybe the chemistry was just off. But it felt like Jeff Hardy was carrying him. And I like Matt Morgan. Matt Morgan, cool. You know what I mean? I like Matt Morgan. I don't not like Matt Morgan. It just felt like a carry job by Jeff. And then what really did it for me was the end of the match. They had this weird spot at the end of the match where I don't know if Jeff kicked out or not. Like here, I'll let y'all watch it. So you see Matt Morgan just hit the carbon footprint, right? So then watch this. 1, 2, and then he switched how he was pinning him. Like, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't think the match was ass. However, that really took me out of it. I would grade this. Honestly, this low key, it's not an F. The match was okay. I'm gonna grade it a D. I'm gonna grade it a D and give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the connection was off. I don't think they had any. I don't know. In the next match, their final resolution match, Matt Morgan versus Jeff Hardy. Mr. Anderson as a special guest referee. Miles ahead of their Turning Point match. I don't know. This match just felt way better. This match was way better. I don't know. They really connected better with this match. The crowd was more into it. And I enjoyed the finish. I think this was a really good match. I ain't gonna front. I really enjoyed this match. I really like this match. This still isn't the best match in his run, however. We're almost at that match. But this match was really good. Matt Morgan still looked like a beast. Matt Morgan looked like a beast every match against Jeff Hardy. But I don't know. This match was definitely less of a carry job. Matt Morgan looked more comfortable in this match. Mr. Anderson, 2010 Mr. Anderson was just on another level in my opinion. I feel like he was a really good worker. All his mannerisms, everything he was doing was really well. And then Jeff, I can't say enough about Jeff. The heel mannerisms that he was starting to take, phenomenal. The way he was just moving in the ring. This was when he started hitting the twist of hate more ferociously. It was really nice. He was really getting it all together. I think I would grade this a C. It was better than the Turning Point match. However, it wasn't nothing crazy. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, like I said, I'm not really going to talk about the filler matches, but in between, he did face Tommy Dreamer. He faced Raven, and if Raven loses, he has to retire match. And they were pretty decent. They weren't nothing crazy. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I saw every single match because I didn't. However, I did watch the Raven match. I didn't see the Tommy Dreamer match, but you know, a big part of Jeff Hardy during his Antichrist run was just the attraction he held. Like, it wasn't, his matches were okay, but they weren't nothing crazy, weren't nothing to rave for. It was just him as a whole. So when you go back and watch his Tommy Dreamer match, if you go back and watch his match he had against Tommy Dreamer, you go back to watch the match he had against Raven, yeah, they're okay, but you're really just paying attention to Jeff Hardy, just paying attention to his heel work. Phenomenal work. Now we move on to the next match, a Wrestle Kingdom match. We got Jeff Hardy versus Tetsuya Naito. Wrestle Kingdom 5. Now this match was a shit show. I ain't gonna front. Jeff showed up to Tokyo high as hell. The start of the match, he obviously didn't know where he was. And yeah, it was a big, and this was young Naito too. But this was a Naito carry job. This match was so ass. Not only has Jeff not been back to Japan, this match isn't on New Japan World. This match is not on NJPW World. That's how ass this match was. You see, look at the Wrestle Kingdom 5 matches. You know what I'm saying? They got all these folks. I'm not gonna act like I know who they are. They got all these folks. You cannot find Naito versus Jeff Hardy. That's how ass that match was. No trolling. This is the official NJPW World website, and you can't find this match. I'm telling you, bro, that shit was ass. That's like, it's actually crazy. I can't even explain it. That's crazy, bro. They don't even have the match on their official website. So Jeff Hardy was coked out. He came out. He just, it was bad. He won hitting a swanton, and yeah, it was poor little Jeff. Jeff was trying. I don't know. But then Jeff got back to the States, and he started hooping. Now listen. Mr. Anderson versus Jeff Hardy, Genesis 2011. Mr. Anderson had just won the main event against Matt Morgan in a #1 contenders match to determine the #1 contender for the world title. Now, in TNA, they defended on their weekly shows all the time. So I would argue that it didn't really matter that when the main champion didn't show up, on a pay-per-view, it didn't really matter because they defended, the champion showed up all the time in TNA, right? However, after Mr. Anderson won the match, Eric Bischoff came out. He announced that Mr. Anderson was going to get his #1 contenders match right now. Jeff Hardy came out. I'm pretty sure, was this a match Jeff Hardy came out smoking a cigarette? Jeff Hardy came out. Another me is what. I like that too. Another me. That song just goes hard. Like, another me is what there will never be. Like stuff like that. Stuff like that is what really made me enjoy this run. So Jeff Hardy came out. They had a 9-minute match. It wasn't nothing crazy. I think it was a good match. But you know, I can't grade it too high. It was only 9 minutes. I think it was a good story. It was a good win. Mr. Anderson winning the title got a good pop. This was the end of Jeff Hardy's first run as TNA champ, by the way. Mr. Anderson got a huge pop. Jeff Hardy got some great heel reactions. Matt Morgan hit Jeff Hardy with a carbon footprint on the outside. That was pretty cool. They had good chemistry. Anderson and Hardy always had good chemistry. They had great chemistry, and even though it was only 9 minutes, I think they put on a hell of a match. And they had it was a great reaction to Mr. Anderson winning the belt. I'll give this a C, probably a high C, low B. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna give this a C. No disrespect, I'm gonna give this a C though. I think it was a good match for what it was. They also had a match on Impact. I couldn't find a graphic for that. I'll give that like a C too. They competed for the world title. It wasn't nothing crazy. It was an okay match. Matt Hardy came out, RVD came out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nothing to rave about. It wasn't nothing crazy, but it was an okay match on Impact. Now, this match, I think this was the best match in Jeff Hardy's Antichrist run. Jeff, in this match, looked like he had something to prove. He was hungry. He wanted that world title back. I do think that the demons in Jeff Hardy's life were starting to catch up to him. But Mr. Anderson came out, Jeff Hardy came out, and this was a great match. I want y'all to go watch this match. Y'all go back and watch this ladder match. Jeff Hardy won. It clocked in at like 18 minutes, I believe. Yep, I was right. See, I be knowing. Clocked in at like 18 minutes. Hardy and Anderson put on a barn burner. I ain't gonna front. I'm giving this an A. This might be the only A. Actually, we'll see. As for now, I think this was an A. I think this was a great ass match. Jeff Hardy's custom ladder, and that was a high point in the match. The way Jeff Hardy was moving in this match, he was still hitting the twist of hate so ferociously. The way Jeff was moving, Jeff was really moving like he wanted y'all to hate him. I ain't gonna front. I think Jeff was trying so hard during this run. He just couldn't keep it together. We're gonna talk about it more at the end though. This was an Impact match. Jeff Hardy versus Sting. So Jeff Hardy came out. Jeff Hardy was gonna have a surprise opponent. Jeff Hardy didn't know who his opponent was. Sting comes out. It was a quick little match. I didn't like the way the match ended. I ain't gonna front. I didn't like the way the match ended. So the way the match ended was Sting was beating his ass. Sting had the upper hand the whole match. Here's what I like though. I really liked the way Jeff Hardy sold Sting. He really sold Sting like Sting ain't nothing to fuck with. When Sting came out, Jeff Hardy really looked like surprised, like he wanted no parts. I really fucked with that. I liked that. The match ended with Sting came out. Sting got Jeff Hardy on the top rope and hit him with a Scorpion Death Drop from the top. Then he picked him back up and hit him with another Scorpion Death Drop. I don't like that. I thought the Scorpion Death Drop should have just won the match from the top rope, but it was whatever, I guess. Honestly, I really want to grade this a D, but I'm gonna grade this a C because Jeff Hardy's face. Jeff Hardy really sold Sting well. He made Sting seem like a very incredible threat, and I really liked that. I really don't want to talk. I don't even want to. This last match, man. We gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about this last match, man. We gonna talk about it. Here it goes. Y'all already know who this is, man. Jeff Hardy, Victory Road 2011. Jeff Hardy versus Sting. This match was embarrassing for TNA Wrestling. This match was embarrassing. It was Jeff Hardy. Sting was embarrassed. This was a shit show. This was an absolute shit show. Me explaining what happened that night is going to take longer than the actual match. So y'all can keep count. Here's what happened. Jeff Hardy showed up to the arena. Oh yeah, this is an F, by the way. I'm not even going, yeah. Jeff Hardy showed up to the arena. Jeff Hardy was drunk out of his mind. Jeff Hardy was coked out. I don't fucking know. He didn't know what was going on. Keep in mind, this was a main event. He didn't know what was going on. Jeff Hardy took forever. They literally woke. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. They literally woke Jeff Hardy up before his match because they couldn't even find him. News gets out. Word gets out around the back that Jeff Hardy's fucking drunk. Or drunk, whatever the hell, off the pills, whatever. Jeff Hardy entrance music hits. Jeff Hardy takes like a couple minutes to come out. Jeff Hardy finally comes out. He's looking at the camera crazy, looking at the crowd crazy. Jeff Hardy don't know what the fuck he's doing. At this point, Jeff Hardy is finished. He's cooked. He's done. He's washed. It's over. Jeff Hardy don't know what he's doing. He don't know what's going on. This picture was literally from his entrance. After this picture was taken, Jeff Hardy then took that shirt off that you're seeing on screen. He took that shirt off. He held it up for like a minute or two, and didn't even know to throw. Didn't decide whether to throw it to the fans or not. He ended up tossing it at ringside. But the fact that if you was going to do some heel shit, you should have just teased it for a little bit. He teased it for like a minute or two. It's very awkward to watch. Very hard to watch. Jeff didn't even know if he was still a heel by the way he was acting. And then Eric Bischoff comes out. So Eric Bischoff comes out. He tells Sting and Jeff Hardy. He announces now I do think Eric Bischoff fucked up TNA a little bit. Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan, but Eric Bischoff was a vet right here because of what he did. Came out, announced it's gonna be a no DQ match. Whispered to Sting, end it quick. Whispered to Jeff. I don't know what he said to Jeff. Probably told him not to fuck it up. Now Sting slapped the shit out of Eric Bischoff. I don't know if that was a shoot or I don't know, but Sting, Sting caught that boy lacking. I ain't gonna front. That was something. So the match happened. This match starts. Sting punches Jeff Hardy. Gets Jeff Hardy in the corner. Jeff goes through the ropes like that for like 15-20 seconds. Jeff Hardy got no offense. Sting punches him again. Sting gets him in the corner. Sting gets him out the corner. Scorpion death drop. Hooks both legs. Tells the ref count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Jeff Hardy's literally trying to kick out. And he ends up not kicking out. Match is over. Jeff Hardy's sitting in the corner looking like a dumbass. Sting's walking up the entrance ramp. The crowd's chanting, "This is bullshit." Sting saying, "I agree." After this match, Jeff would take time off from TNA. Jeff would not come back to wrestle for TNA until September of that year. And then that was when Jeff's road to redemption started. So, how do I feel about Jeff Hardy's Antichrist run? Jeff Hardy's Antichrist run, it was a run. Here's how I feel about it, right? I think Jeff Hardy is a hooper, and I do think that Jeff Hardy is going to go down as one of the greatest minds in wrestling. However, Jeff Hardy was a fuck up. Let's look back at this run. Great match, okay match, great match, ass, good match, excellent match, whatever, and some bullshit, right? So overall, I think Jeff had an okay run. Now to answer the final question, was he like that? Was Jeff Hardy like that? For my first video, do y'all want to know if I think Jeff Hardy was like that? No. And y'all might be thinking, am I a Jeff Hardy hater? Man, follow me on TikTok. I got the Jeff Hardy chain. I got hella Jeff Hardy merch. I used to use Jeff Hardy on SmackDown, Just Bring It. I love Jeff Hardy all my life. But listen, that Antichrist run was supposed to be one of the best heels ever. Jeff Hardy was supposed to do big things. I think Jeff Hardy could have taken over TNA for at least a year. Everything Jeff Hardy did was getting talked about, yo. He was hooping. I think Jeff could have, man. And here's my thing, right? Jeff was doing while he was doing while on drugs, bro. While on fucking drugs. But here's why I say he wasn't like that. Because of what he should have been and what he could have been. Someone could have all the potential in the world, but if they never tap into it, if they never really touch that potential, then what the fuck is they really doing? They ain't doing shit. Jeff Hardy was supposed to be the true Antichrist of professional wrestling. Jeff Hardy was supposed to be something different. But he had to fuck it up. We ain't never gonna get this. This was the last heel match of Jeff Hardy's career. We ain't never gonna get another heel Jeff Hardy. We ain't never gonna get a run that we could have potentially had. Jeff Hardy ain't never gonna be 33 years old again. This was 12 years ago, chat. Jeff Hardy ain't never gonna be this again, bro. And that's not even hating on him. I'm keeping it a buck. Jeff ain't never gonna move like he was in TNA. Jeff ain't never gonna have the character work that he had in TNA. If I get proven wrong, I get proven wrong. But I'm standing on this. Jeff Hardy will never peak again. And I love Jeff Hardy. That's not hating. So was Jeff Hardy like that in the long run? Yeah. In the grand scheme of things, hell yeah, Jeff Hardy is like that. But for this run, compared to what Jeff Hardy should have been, no, he was not like that. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe, man. I really fucked with this series. I really enjoyed doing the research on my boy Jeff Hardy. If you have any other wrestlers you want me to do a Was He Like That on, hey, I don't mind going back watching hella matches. I really don't mind because it's for y'all. I love doing this, bro. This video is fun as hell. This might be my favorite video. Hopefully it does well. We gonna see, man. If y'all like these type of videos, like I said, be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok at jayariez. Follow me on Instagram at jayariez. Follow me on Twitter at A41Ariez. That's letter A, number 41 Ariez. And I appreciate y'all boys for tuning in, man. Make sure y'all have a blessed day, man. I'm off this.